I'm not going to make this video any longer than it needs to be. So you can expect this video to be extremely short but value packed. You see a lot of advice online. Obviously, I'm giving you advice right now. But something that you should always consider and always have at the back of your mind is my advice might not be the advice that you need. It's more so the ideologies, the ideas behind the advice that you should actually pay attention to. Seeing things in first principles is extremely useful because once you see it in first principles or in its simplest form, you can use that to apply things into your own life. Because most advice will just tell you, do this, do that to get this outcome. But that's not how it works. One person might need a completely different set of rules or advice to get the same outcome as someone else. That's where nuance is so important. And I feel like this idea of nuance is not talked about enough. I always try my best to make content that either points out the nuances in a certain topic or at least conveys things in a way that can be applied to anyone. But you need to understand that you need to take ownership and responsibility for the advice that you receive because there's nuance. You need to understand how it applies to your own life. And that takes a bit more effort. Instead of just blindly following advice, you need to take a step back and reflect. Why is this advice given? What is the idea behind the advice? And how can I apply that idea to my life? Once you understand this, your self-improvement journey becomes a lot better because you can make it your own. Instead of following someone else's ideas or values, you follow your own. You take the advice and you take what can be applied to yourself and then you keep it moving. So please, when you watch content, whether it's my content or anyone else's, understand that there's nuance. And you should never feel bad for saying, this advice doesn't work for me. Maybe this small part, but the rest doesn't. That's exactly what you should be doing. So yeah, that was a bit of a rant. I'll see you in the next one.